whenever you shall find this practice. Welcome back to Erky Yoga Live, Love, Laugh. Hello, beautiful people. We are sitting down. Thank you for showing up for practice. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing. I do not take it for granted. I think I'm up to 114 subscribers, I think I got another one. I'm not too sure. I know it's over 100 now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Yoga is one of my favorite things that I love to share with everybody. I always call myself the unconventional yogi, and I love it so much. So today's practice is I have my little yoga thing going on right now. It changed my little location for yoga to be a little bit more cleaner with my little setup here. So made more space for myself. It's been interesting. I made a lot of new space for myself. And I have so much space now that in my mind mentally, I want to put more stuff in it. But I have to no, enjoy the space. Like I said, I'm a space maker. I have to learn for myself how to make space. So today's practice, we are sitting. It's December. Happy December. It's cold out there. Okay. So let's warm ourselves up here. Putting our hands on our knees here. I'm sitting cross-legged position. If you like, you can have your legs stretched out, whatever's comfortable for you. Sitting here nice and comfortable. If you need a little bit more elevation, go ahead, use a blanket or a pillow, whatever you need for your hips to get a little bit comfortable in your hips here. Get nice and comfortable. I have my eyes closed. Breathing. Taking my time with my breath. Set an intention for yourself in this practice, whatever that is. If you want to work on your shoulders, head, knees, and toes, whatever you like. You know what? Today in class, I just want to focus on this, or focus nothing at all. It's your prerogative. Go ahead and take care of yourself. I always say, it's your practice, so you determine where you go in it. We're going to inhale both hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bringing our hands in front of us. Stretching forward, having our chin tucked down to our chest here. Keeping our spine elongated is our first movement. Maybe you want to move side to side, make some movements for yourself. Taking your time. Go ahead and gently walk your hands all the way over to your right side here. Still having your chin tucked down to your chest. And gently walk your hands over to your left side here. Having your chin still tucked down to your chest. Walking both lovely hands into the middle of your body here. Maybe you can get a little bit deeper. And gently roll yourself up one vertebra at a time, putting your hands on your knees. Let's wake up our chakra here, just rolling our body here. Rolling one direction, I am going towards the left. And switching it, going towards the right. Putting my whole body through, getting warmed up and prepared, switching directions again. Woo. Just rolling my head, my neck. Oh, switching directions one more time to the right side. Front and center. Hands on your knees. Bringing both hands back up to the sky. And exhale, put your hands back on your knees. Let's roll our neck. So let's tuck our chin down to, our chin down to our chest. Bringing our head to the right. Bringing it behind us, to the left, back down, front and center. Start again, front and center, to the right, behind us, to the side, to the left side, back down to our chest. One more time. Right, behind, left, down in the middle again, back to our chest. Opposite side, taking it to the left, behind, to the right, back down, left, back, right, down. Last time, left, back, right and down. Holding it here for a second. Really feeling that. Gently bring your head. Do a little shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your head. All right, let's transition ourselves to our lovely hands and knees. I am double matted today for my knees. Sometimes I need it for my knees. Sometimes I can be very uncomfortable. I like having a thicker mat. It's better on my knees for me. Making sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. Cat, cow. We're going to inhale or hit it for cow. Exhale, round our back for cat. Inhale or hit it for cow. Exhale, round our back for cat. Inhale or hit it for cow. Exhale, round it for cat. Go ahead at your own breath pace. Warming up your spine here. Getting extension and flexion in on your spine with your breath. Using that lovely ujjayi breath. Breathing deep into the belly. Breath movement. Doing a little vinyasa flow. Breath with movement here. Couple more rounds. Last set. Now bring it to a neutral spine here. Alrighty. So we're going to tuck our toes down, go into it. We're going to do our first downward dog of the day. Alright, our first dog. And after you do a couple sessions of pedaling and taking your head underneath your armpit, go ahead and front to center your legs. Push your body forward to a plank pose. Drop down to your knees. Making sure in your plank, making sure you're stacking your forearm, your ulna, your radius, and just gently. Let me bring myself back so I don't walk into it. All right, gently tucking your chin down to your chest, lower down to the ground. Chin, chest. Go ahead, then head, forehead. Go ahead and lift up to a baby cobra. Holding it here, having your legs straight. If that's okay. And move yourself away. There we go. Tucking your toes down. Push it all the way back up, back to your hands and knees. And push back. Toes together to touch, knees same size as the mat. Child's pose, our first child's pose of the day. Holding it here for a breath. Then bring it back up to your hands and knees. We're going to get that lovely flow again. Back on your hands and knees, tuck your toes down, push all the way back to downward facing dog. Holding it here. Pushing yourself forward. If it's too much, just already go down to your knees for the plank. Drop down to your knees, holding it here. Stacking your arms on bone by bone. Gently lower down. Chest, chin, forehead for plank pose. Having your legs straight out. Here. Gently lift your body up to a baby cobra here. Holding it here. Push all the way back up. Toes together touch. Knees same as your mat. It's a child's pose. All right, let's get that twice so we can be nice and warm in our body. Making sure you still see my head. Yep. All righty. Back onto our lovely hands and knees. Push all the way back to downward facing dog here. Holding our dog. With the breath. Exhale, push forward to plank. If you like to challenge yourself, maybe you will lower down already chaturanga, or you can drop back down to your knees. Hold it here. Don't collapse. Gently lower yourself down. Holding it here. Baby cobra, or maybe you like a little bit more. Lift it up to king cobra. Holding it here. Pushing it back to child's pose. Taking a moment. Holding it here. Toes to touch, knees the same size as yoga mat. Last time, we are nice and warm. We got this. Bring it up to the hands and knees again. Align yourself. Toes tucked down. Push all the way back up to downward facing dog. Here, making sure your feet are leave hip width. Go ahead, push it forward to plank pose. You can drop down to your knees if you like. Go ahead, if you're rocking that out. Lower all the way down. Belly, chest, chin, forehead. Go ahead and lift it up. Maybe you want to say a baby cobra or bring it up to king cobra. Hold it in here. Back on your knees. Push all the way back to child's pose. Bring your toes to touch. Knees the same size as your mat. And hands forward. Making your child's pose active. Stretching out your arms here. Making sure your arms are floating. Elbows off, coming off the mat. Forehead, best is able to the ground. Dropping it back up. Two lovely hands and knees. Sit back on our bums. I'm in hero pose. Let's roll our wrists a little bit. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. Yeah. Welcome back. Happy December. Girl making you work. Maybe you got the heat. I know I do. I'm burning up. Oh, we got all this heat. All this black heat. Woo. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Reset myself. Rolling out my wrists. Do a little work. Getting the wrists together. Sometimes if you didn't activate them right correctly, it can be a little sore. So go ahead and take a little bit of time with your wrists. Maybe we'll just go ahead and take our first water break. Girl's thirsty. All right, so let's go back to our lovely hands and knees. We'll straighten out our right leg behind us. Right leg behind us. Bend our knee. Open up your hip. Looking in the same direction as our knee. Make sure you're not laying down into that left side, but actually working your body. Holding in here. Activating. Making sure you're engaging your core. Your fingers. Working on that hasta bandha where you're putting a little bend in your finger like a cat. Stretch out that leg again. Holding in here. Having your toes tucked down. Bringing that leg in between your hands here for a low lunge. Lifting yourself up. Using blocks if you need to. Side view. For that low lunge, holding in here. Little crescent. You can have your toes tucked down or your feet flat. Bring your hands on your knees. Beginner style. Just making sure, making adjustments to make yourself safe and comfortable. You can keep your hands here. Bring your both hands all the way up. Making sure you're sinking into your hips. Making sure your hips are leveled. Looking forward. Engaging. You're not sinking all the way down, but actually engaging your core and your arms. Holding it here, dropping it all the way back down to the ground. Push your hips back, always. Going to splits, you know this is my thing. Love doing a yogi split. Holding in here, if you need blocks, go ahead and grab them. Breathing, 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 working out this leg. Gently bringing it, hips forward again. Taking your right leg behind you, straighten it all the way out. Dropping it down. Reset. Tabletop position, hands and knees. Now taking your left foot behind you. Bend that knee, open up that hip, look in that direction and that knee. Making sure you're not sinking into your right butt. Actually working your core and your hips. You're getting a full workout here. Deep breathing, looking in that direction with your knee. Stretching that leg all the way back out. Taking that leg, bring it in between your hands. Here, getting yourself comfortable. Looking where you need to be. Sometimes I gotta put my feet out to get my hips to be comfortable. Holding in here. Gently bringing myself up to a low lunge. Now I'm sinking in my hips. We'll put my leg back. Got a little bit more room. We go. Sinking in my hips, not sinking all the way down, but engaging. You're working your both legs, working your abs, working your thighs, working every little bit thing. Bringing both hands all the way up to the sky. Here. Holding it here, holding it here. Bringing our hands all the way down to the ground, pushing our hips all the way back, lifting our foot up for a half split. Yeah. Holding it here, having our toes looking up to the sky. Half split, half split. I said you can use both blocks. You can walk your hand further down if you're able to. Collapse all the way in if you have the strength. All right, pushing your hips forwards again. Sinking that hip down, taking that left foot behind you, stretch it out, drop it back down to hands and knees. That was work, 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 work. Let's do that again. Second time round, second round. Using that heat in our body. Taking that right leg behind us, bend our knee, open up the hip, looking that direction, breathing in. Breathing out, stretching out that leg. Next breath, bring it in. Bring it to low lunge here. Holding it here, sinking our hips down. Bringing ourselves up. Engaging your core and everything. Hands on the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Yes, low lunge. My hands are cut off. I'm sorry. I'm dropping your hands down. Pushing your hips back. My hands are like facing each other that way. Toes together, touch for a half split. Go ahead, sink yourself forward. Bring both hands into your instep here. Stacking your hips together. I'm going to hold this for a second. Dropping it down, doing a little lizard pose. So we're taking our right foot, turn it to the side here. Open up that hip a little bit more, sinking in. Doing the lizard. That's terrible, lizard. That's terrible. Holding it here. So you're having your feet at least 45. Turning your toes back and pushing your hips all the way back. For a half split one more time. Dropping your hips forward, taking that right leg all the way back, stretching it all the way back out. Dropping your knee down to the mat. When we do on one side, you know we gotta finish complete the other side. Let's get it, my beautiful people. Back to your hands and knees, taking your left foot behind you, bend your knees, open up your hip, looking that direction, working our hips, working our arms, engaging our core, doing a hasta bandha with our fingers, gripping into the mat. Straightening our leg, bringing our leg in between our hands here for a low lunge here. Engaging your hips and your core, stacking yourself up, making sure your knee is stacked up with your ankle here. Bringing both hands up to the sky if you like, or keeping your hands on your knees, modify. Just a low lunge here. Floating in here, taking a breath, dropping it down. Inhale, exhale, push your hips back, half split. Inhale, exhale, bringing your hips forward. Taking that left foot, turning your left foot to the side about 45 degrees. Taking your hands, sinking your hips in this lizard pose. Working our hips, working our hips. Sometimes we got tight hips. Sometimes tight hips can lead to back pain. Oh, that could be a factor. Tight thighs, tight glutes. You know, there'll be a lot of things that be affecting your lower back. Pushing yourself all the way back in again. Bring those toes back. Pushing your hips all the way back to a low half split. Holding it here, toes stretching up to the ground. Pushing yourself forward again with your hips, taking your left foot all the way behind you, stretching it out. We'll do a little shake. Dropping your knees down, bring your toes together. Knees same size as your yoga mat. Pushing it all the way down to child's pose. Let's reset. Bring your elbows close to your knees. Ball up your fist, fist over fist. Bring your forehead on top of your fist here for a restorative child pose. Taking a little break. Catching your breath. Breathing in and out very deeply. Inhaling, exhaling, making sure your breath goes all the way into your belly. Really Feel your belly being massaged with your ujjayi breath. Bring yourself all the way back up to your hands and knees. Should have a little heat here. So since we got a little heat, let's take advantage of it. We're going to do splits. So I'm going to bring myself to the middle of my mat. Do some splits, definitely working out our hips. Having your feet as far as you can get them. Using your little yoga block. We're going to at least hold our splits for at least 3 minutes. So make yourself comfortable in this 3 minutes holding this sciatic move to open up our hips a little bit more if we have tight hips. So I'm not going to cheat. And making sure your toes are looking up to the sky. So yoga. So Google, can you please set my timer? Hey Google, can you please set my timer for 3 minutes? So
3 minutes, and that's starting now.
Hey Google, how much time is on my timer?
2 minutes and 55 seconds to go.
All right, I thought she said 30 minutes. I was like, what? She didn't hear me. How are you? Hope you had a beautiful Thanksgiving. I did, and hopefully you saw my little clip of my granny. She's adorable. Playing monsters. That's all she likes to do. Take my phone and play with the Snapchat filters and do all the filters and just like to be on the screen with me. That's her time of play. And she likes to watch musical. I have another musical baby. Thank goodness. My other nieces and nephew don't like musical. Well, my one do, but she lives far away, so that does not help me. Get a musical baby. Someone who sit and watch these terrible musicals with me as I sing off key. Love it, love it, love it. Toes are going up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Ecstatic over the over 100 subscribers. Very excited. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. If I only had one subscriber, only one person watching my video every day, it's fine. I know a lot of people are watching my videos. I see my analytics. It's not a lot of people are subscribed, but that's okay. I'm not really, it's fine. As long as you're watching it, I appreciate your time. You know, I do not take this for granted. This is one of the things I love to do. I love to teach yoga. I am a yoga teacher. It's funny, in my training for yoga, I never talk about this, but in my training for yoga, we had to do a speech at the end of our training about what we learned through our yoga training session. Everyone talked about empowering themselves and all different other beautiful speeches that they had realization through their practice in their training. The first thing I said, I was like, I appreciate, I had a whole speech written and somehow my speech got destroyed. I don't know what happened, but I wasn't able to read my speech. And it's amazing that when I got up there on stage, I didn't have my speech. I was freaking out. And I looked at everybody. I said, I realized in this training that I am actually a yoga teacher. I am. This is what I love to do. And I do not take it for granted. And I said, I'm going to take this on head on because this is a passion of mine that I enjoy teaching. And I always tell people it's not your journey destination, it's the fact that you're doing it. And I love to share that with people. You know, I always tell myself I'm forever a student in this practice and I'm always growing in this practice, which I love. It's not stunting. You always see something new. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. A whole lot. And I don't take it for granted. You know, that's what I talked about me being a teacher. And on that note, that 3 minute has passed. So, okay, Google, stop. She stopped. So we're going to bring our legs together. Do a little shake down, bring a little life back into your thighs. Shaking your feet from side to side. You know I have to talk. Because those 3 minutes I can be silent and be just looking at the wall. I don't like to do that. I like to be engaging in my practice. The blocks to the side of me here. Shake it out. Wiggle your toes and your feet. Bring a little life back into them. Holding it there. All right. So we're going to lay on our backs. It's a technical term for yoga. Making sure our feet are hip width as we work on our bridges today. Today we're going to do something different. If you have a block, go ahead and use it. If you don't, it's quite all right. We're going to take our block, place it flat on the ground here for a second before we do a full bridge. We're going to lift up the block and put it on our low back. You want it on your low back, where your tailbone meets your booty, right there. Holding it there for a second. Put a little arch in our back. So you see my hips are dipping up. We got a little arch going on in my back. Putting my feet all the way up to the sky. Oh yeah, using that block. If that's uncomfortable, you can actually move it down the block onto your booty if you like, and just put your legs up if that's like too much for you. But just go where your body tells you. I like it the other way. So I'm just giving you, if you don't have it, just if you don't have a block, I would say use a block, not a pillow. Or I guess you could use a pillow. Just be mindful, make sure it's not slippy. Or your blanket. It'll be fine. Should be fine. Get a little bit raised. Having your toes all the way up to the sky. Just holding it here. Having the blood travel back down the opposite way of your body. Having gravity working the other way. Having your hands to the side to you, at least 45. Or you can have your hands on your belly, whatever you like. Holding it here. I like to do a little wiggle on my toes. I like to do a little wiggle, wiggle. And go ahead and jiggle, jiggle. Drop both feet down to the ground. Still having a block underneath you. If you like to, you can lift up your hips, making sure you can move your block to the side. I have it like medium for my bridge pose, so I'm doing a supportive bridge here. Having a block holding it, my body. If you don't have a block, like I said, if you don't have one, it's quite all right. You can just lift your bum up off the ground. If you would like a challenge, you can bring your toes together, open your hips up. It's a little intensity. Working your lower back in a different way, really open up your lower back and your hips. It's definitely, you definitely will notice a difference. You'll be like, oh, Ursula, absolutely not. If you are just doing regular, if you don't have a block and you want to do it too, you can open your feet up, and technically you are working your buns to the side. This is a lot of work without the block. This is, you're engaging a lot. If it's too much, you can drop your hips down and just open your legs too. Take your legs up to the side for butterfly pose on your back. But wherever you are, please be mindful in your practice. Go where you can go. I have my hands on my hips because I love that. Holding it there. Bringing both knees together again. And then lifting your butt up, taking your block from underneath your body. Go ahead. Bring your feet at least hip width. Go ahead and windshield wiper your low back out. There, that's a lot. That's a lot that we're doing on our back. Taking our time. Maybe roll your feet out to about the same size as your yoga mat. Get a little deeper. Yeah. A little deeper. Oh, yeah. Bringing your feet back together, hip width. Bringing both knees into your chest here. Hold it here. Drop your knees over to your lovely left side here. Bring your hands to a lovely letter T. Take your left hand, put it on your right knee. Take your right hand behind you, stretching it out. Oh, deep, deep twist. Ugh. Bringing both knees up to your chest. Rolling from side to side. I have my head twisted the same direction as my leg. I forgot to mention that. Bringing your feet together to your chest. Dropping your knees down over to your right. And to the right, to the right. And then taking my left hand, stretching it all the way back. Taking my right hand, taking it onto my left knee. Turning my head in the direction of my hand. And to the left. My head's to the left, my knees to the right. Getting this deep, 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 deep twisting. Working my body. Working my body. All good. I love a deep twist. Bringing both knees back up. Windshield wiper your knees again. Hip width. Go ahead on and straighten out both your legs here. Get comfortable. These your legs are 45. Hands to the sides of you. Palms facing the sky. Eyes are closed. Going into Savasana. Thanking yourself for your practice you did and thanking for the stuff that you were working on. New beginnings. Yes, happy December. Close your eyes. We're going to take a cat nap. If you fall asleep, I'll wake you up. Hey Google, can you please set my timer for at least 5 minutes, please?
Okay, a 5-minute timer called release, and that's starting now.
Enjoy your Savasana. Bye. See you soon. Okay, Google, stop. Plant your left and your right foot into your mat. Gently roll both knees over.
Stopping kitchen roku.
I don't know what she thought she heard. Okay, Google, stop. She said stop in kitchen roku. Girl, I don't know. Bring both knees over to your left side. Take your left hand above your head here. Bring your right hand in front of you and gently roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. Girl, I don't know what she be doing. I know she be listening to me in my conversations like they don't know where I'm at. But it is what it is. All right, my beautiful people, bring your hands onto your hands and knees if you like, sitting comfortable, cross-legged position, or have your legs straight. Bringing both hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Gratefulness. And we say East Indian Sanskrit word namaste, which means the God in me bows down and honor God in you. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Bye.